Okay, so students still, very few students have joined, but still I think we can start with the class. Uh, so students, in the previous class, we were talking about type 3 hypersensitivity reaction. And I think you have understood by this point that what happens in type 3 reaction is that in the body, when an antigen enters, immune complexes are formed, and those immune complexes, they can go to anywhere in the body, right? Because they're in the circulation, right? So blood is going everywhere, so they can go and settle down at any place, right? And wherever they will settle, you know the complement cascade will get activated, the complement split products are produced, right? And because of that, they are also chemoattractant. So they will attract the neutrophils to that site, right? And neutrophils will, okay, so let me now share the slides to tell you what these neutrophils will do now. Okay, so as I said, neutrophils will reach to that site, and a very large number of neutrophils will reach that site. Now, what happens, the larger immune complexes, they are deposited on the basement membrane of blood vessels wall or the kidney glomeruli, right? So students, you need to understand, these, they are large immune complexes, they get settled down on the basement membrane, right? It could be of the blood vessels or the kidney glomeruli, right? Whereas the smaller complexes, right? So they will pass through the basement membrane, right? So they will cross the basement membrane and get deposited in the subepithelium, right? Clear? So suppose this is your basement membrane. So the large complex honge, they get settled down on the basement membrane. But the smaller one, they will get inside and settle beneath this basement membrane. Okay, so they get deposited in the subepithelium, right? So again, the type of lesion that results depend on the site of deposition. Okay, so much of the tissue damage stems from release of lytic enzymes by the neutrophils as they attempt to phagocytize these immune complexes. Okay, so you can see they got, they are on the basement membrane, some of them are, beneath the basement membrane, and when these neutrophils will, arrive, so you can just imagine, this is your basement membrane, smaller complexes are now beneath the basement membrane, right? Now neutrophils come and neutrophil will try to eat it. Okay, but obviously it is not getting the proper access to this complex. So what will neutrophil do? Neutrophil will start releasing the lytic enzymes to destroy this region so that it can reach to the antigen, right? So then it will start destroying the tissues so that it can reach to the immune complex. Okay, so C3b complement component, they act as opsonins. We know what is this. So neutrophil, they binds to C3b coated immune complex by means of type 1 complement receptor. Okay, so we have already discussed about these receptor. Because here is the point that the complex is deposited on basement membrane surface, phagocytosis is impeded, right? So your complex is deposited, okay, in the basement membrane and some beneath it, right? So neutrophil will not be able to phagocytize it, right? So that lytic enzymes are released during unsuccessful attempts of neutrophil, right, to ingest the adhering immune complexes. So, now it becomes difficult for the macrophage to eat it. So it releases the enzymes so that, it can eat uh, those complexes. So that is the unsuccessful attempt of neutrophil, and in that it releases a lot of lytic enzymes. Okay. Now further activation of MAC complement system can also contribute to destruction of these tissues, because at that site complement system is also activated. Now, in addition, activation of complement, it can induce aggregation of platelet, resulting release of clotting factors and lead to formation of microthrombi. Okay, so that is another problem associated with this reaction. Okay, and now these reactions, so अभी तक हमने जितना देखा, that was the whole mechanism. Okay, now let's see some examples. So type 3 reactions can be localized. So you can understand, if it happens at the site of entry, it is localized. So injection of an antigen intradermally. So I hope you understand what is intradermal. So it is beneath the skin, okay, into an animal that has high level of circulating antibodies specific for that antigen, lead to formation of localized immune complexes which mediate an acute Arthur's reaction, okay, within 4 to 8 hours. And students, you remember type 3 reaction is also uh, immediate type of reaction. So you can see the reaction within 4 to 8 hours. Okay, and microscopic examination of the tissue reveals neutrophils. Okay, तो अगर तुम वो टिश्यू लोगे और उसको माइक्रोस्कोप के नीचे देखोगे, so you will find lot of neutrophils adhering to the vascular endothelium and then migrating into tissues at the site of immune complex deposition. So you can see the movement of neutrophil in that region as reaction develop, localized tissue and vascular damage results in accumulation of fluid and RBC, right? So these are things that happen. So there will be edema, which is accumulation of fluid. There is erythema, which is accumulation of RBC at the site along with vascular damage. Okay, so there can be swelling and redness because of edema and erythema. Okay, and ultimately it can lead to tissue necrosis. Okay, so for example, after an insect bite, sensitive individuals may have rapid localized type 1 reaction at the site. Okay, and often 4 to 8 hours later, typical Arthur's reaction can develop, okay, at the same site, okay, with pronounced erythema and edema. Okay, so in some individuals, both type 1 and type 3 can occur. Okay, type 1 within minutes ho jayegi, right, and after 4 to 8 hours, you may see more swelling, more redness. Okay, so that would be because of type 3 hypersensitivity reaction. Okay, so intrapulmonary Arthur's type reaction is induced by bacterial spores. So inside lungs, when this reaction occurs, it could be because of bacterial spores. So in microbiology, I'm sure you have read about these bacterial spores. You have read about fungi, right? So fungi also have spores, molds, or dried fecal proteins, okay, can also cause pneumonitis or alveolitis, right? So, these reactions, because they are localized, they can, occur in the lungs, okay, and these diseases are known by various knowns. For example, farmer's lung, okay, it develops after inhalation of thermophilic actinomycetes from moldy hay, right? So students, farmers, they keep the hay and after this rainy season when the humidity is very high, you will find a lot of fungus growing on that hay, right? So those are the actinomycetes. Okay, so their spores can get into the body and they can cause pneumonitis or alveolitis, which is also called as farmer's lung. Okay, there is another disease which is called pigeon's fancier's disease, right? It happens because of inhalation of serum proteins in the dust derived from dried pigeon feces. Okay, so just imagine a situation that uh, on the window of your room, right, there is pigeon feces. Okay, so in summer months, the feces will dry, and whenever there will be wind, right, so it will pick up the proteins which are there in the feces, okay, and they will get into the room, okay, and in the room you will inhale it, okay. So when those proteins they get into your lungs, they can lead to pigeon's fancier disease, okay. So basically type 3 hypersensitivity reaction, the localized one in your lungs, okay. Now, as I said, they can also be generalized. If it is in circulation, they can get deposited anywhere and they can cause type 3 reaction. So when large amount of antigen enter bloodstream and bind to antibody, they form circulating immune complexes. Okay, so when they are in the bloodstream, they are the circulating immune complexes, and if antigen is in excess, small complexes form because they are not easily cleared by the phagocytic cells. Okay. Uh, okay. 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 So I'm leaving all this. Okay. But as I said, the manifestation, right? What kind of outcome will happen depends on the quantity of the immune complex formed as well as the size of the complex plus where they are deposited. Okay, site of deposition vary, right? But in general, complex accumulate in tissue where filtration of plasma occur. Okay, so this explain high incidence of glomerulonephritis. Okay, so when these complexes get deposited in the kidney, okay, and vasculitis deposited in arteries and arthritis, the synovial joints. Okay, so I think I'll just take one example of glomerulonephritis to explain the process. So the formation of circulating immune complex contribute to pathogenesis of number of conditions. So you can see that these circulating immune complexes can lead to a lot of autoimmune diseases like systemic lupus erythematosus, rheumatoid arthritis, Goodpasture syndrome. So we'll be talking about these autoimmune disease in the next class, drug reactions, and a lot of infectious diseases, right? You can have type 3 hypersensitivity reaction after an infectious disease. And I'll talk about one example that is of post-streptococcal glomerulonephritis. Okay. This is the last slide and you can see what happens. So complexes of antibody with various bacterial, viral and parasitic antigens have been shown to induce variety of type 3 hypersensitivity reaction, right? So, some bacteria, some virus, parasites, right? So, obviously when bacteria, virus or these parasites will come into the body, antibodies will bind to it and that will lead to formation of immune complexes, right? So let's see the example of post-streptococcal glomerulonephritis, okay, which means post matlab after streptococcal. So after streptococcal infection, you can have glomerulonephritis. Okay. Now this develops when circulating complexes of antibody and streptococcal antigen are deposited in the kidney. Okay, so जब streptococcal infection हुआ, okay, उसके बाद क्या होगा, एंटीजन एंटीबॉडी कॉम्प्लेक्स बनेगा, वो कॉम्प्लेक्स इट विल गो एंड सेटल डाउन इन द किडनी. Okay, and that will lead to damage of the glomeruli. So that is what is post streptococcal glomerulonephritis. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I think I'll just stop here. So students, with this we complete type 3 hypersensitivity reaction. Okay, and we are now just left with type 4 hypersensitivity reaction. So if you have any question related to type 3 hypersensitivity reaction, you can ask. Okay, students, I think we can have attendance, and after attendance, uh, we'll start with type 4 hypersensitivity reaction. Okay, so Adish,
Yes, sir. So is it visible?
no, not yet.
So how about now?
No.
So how about now?
Yes, now it is visible. Atoiba, Ayushi,
Present, sir.
Sam,
Present, sir.
Devanshi,
Present, sir.
Ishita, Ishita, Janvi,
Present, sir.
Kshitij, Kshitij, Manaswini,
Present, sir.
Namrata,
Present, sir.
Nandini, Nandini, Nehal, Rupal,
Present, sir. Present, sir.
Rupal, you are not visible.
Uh, so my camera is on.
Saiba,
Present, sir.
Sanjana,
Present, sir.
Shakti,
Present, sir.
Shivani,
Present, sir.
Tanvi,
Present, sir.
Tridev, okay. Vanshika, Vivek, Vivek, Yukta,
Present, sir.
Yuvraj,
Present, sir.
okay. Okay. So only Atoiba and Kshitij, two of them are absent. Okay, students. So I think uh, we should start with type 4 now. Okay, and we'll, type 4 again, it does not have much, right? So it will not take much time to complete type 4. So today we'll complete the hypersensitivity reactions. Okay. So let me share the slides for type 4. And students, type 4 is your DTH or the delayed type hypersensitivity. Okay. DTH is also direct to home. Okay, but in this case it is DTH is delayed type hypersensitivity. Okay. Okay. So in this case, when some subpopulations of activated T helper cells, they encounter certain type of antigens. So what happens? They start to secrete cytokines. Okay, and you know what are cytokines. So cytokines are basically kind of messengers which interact with other cells and give a message. Okay, so they are kind of messengers. Okay, and that induce localized inflammatory reaction which is called delayed type hypersensitivity. So students, the thing is, you know in this case antibodies are not involved, the T helper cells are involved. Okay, so that's why by the time the symptoms come, it takes a lot of time, and that's why it is called delayed type hypersensitivity. So the reaction is characterized by a large influx of non-specific inflammatory cells, in particular or macrophages. So students, in type 3 reaction, the culprit were the neutrophils. Okay, but in type 4 reaction, you will see that the culprit are the macrophages. Okay, so now in this, what happens? Large influx of non-specific inflammatory cells like macrophages is there. Okay, now this reaction was first described by Robert Koch. Okay, and he observed that individuals infected with Mycobacterium tuberculosis, they develop localized inflammatory response when injected intradermally. Okay, with filtrate derived from Mycobacterium culture. So Robert Koch, he was doing this experiment. So he took some filtrate from the Mycobacterium culture. So Mycobacterium ka culture liya, uska kuch he prepared that whatever you can say it, components of those Mycobacterium culture and injected intradermally. Okay, and after 24 hours there was an inflammatory response. Okay, so this type 4 hypersensitivity reaction was initially observed by Robert Koch, okay, in patients of tuberculosis. And he called this localized skin reaction as tuberculin reaction. Okay. Okay, so later it became apparent that variety of other antigens can also induce this kind of response. Okay, क्योंकि पहले ये सिर्फ tuberculosis के cases में देखा गया, but later on when more studies were done, it was observed that even other antigens can also lead to this kind of response. Okay, so therefore its name was changed to delayed type or type 4 hypersensitivity. Okay, and why delayed type? In reference to delay onset of reaction and to tissue damaging hypersensitivity that is associated with it. Okay, so obviously इसमें symptoms काफी late आ रहे थे, so it was called as delayed type hypersensitivity reaction. Okay. Okay, now let's see the hallmarks of type 4 reaction. So one of them is delay in time. Okay, so the reaction is taking time, that's why it is called delayed type, for reaction to develop. So delay in time for the reaction to develop and recruitment of macrophages as opposed to neutrophils in type 3 reaction. Okay, so macrophages are the major component of infiltrate that surround the tissue of inflammation. Okay, so in this case, you will see that at the site of this infection, right, macrophages are the main culprit. Okay, so now there are different phases of delayed type hypersensitivity reaction. Okay, now what happens? The development of DTH response, it begins with an initial sensitization, right? So first one is the initial sensitization phase of 1 to 2 weeks, okay, after primary contact with an antigen. Okay, so when the person gets in contact with the antigen for the first time, okay, after that, the period 1 to 2 weeks, that is the initial sensitization phase. So I hope you understand this sensitization phase, because in type 1 also we read about this phase. Okay, now during this phase, what happens? The T helper cells, they get activated, okay, and clonally expanded by antigen presented together with class 2 MHC molecule on APC. So this you already know, we have read this. So T helper cells को activate कौन कर रहा है? It's the antigen presenting cells which have MHC class 2 molecule on the surface, right? So T helper cells, they get activated. Okay. Now, variety of antigen presenting cells have been shown to be involved in activation of DTH response. Okay, so 3 antigen presenting cells: the dendritic cells, macrophages, and the B cells. Okay, so Langerhans cells and macrophages, they have been shown to involved in activation of DTH response. Okay, so Langerhans cells are dendritic cells found in epidermis, right? So Langerhans cells are basically your dendritic cells only, okay, and thought to pick up antigens that enter through the skin. So if through the skin any antigen is entering, so that will be taken up by the Langerhans cells, basically a dendritic cell, okay, and transported to regional lymph nodes where T cells are activated. Okay, so this is how it works. You have to bring the antigen to the lymph node, okay, the lymphoid organs where the T cells are, naive T cells are present, and they activate, and that lead to activation of the T cells. Okay, now in some species including human, vascular endothelial cells express class 2 MHC molecule, and they also function as APCs. So in this case, we are talking about the non-professional APCs. They can also lead to development of DTH response. Okay, so generally T cells activated during sensitization phase are CD4, right? So obviously APC activates CD4 positive T helper cell, right? So these activated T cells, which were previously called TDTH cells, okay, to donate their function in delay type hypersensitivity response. Okay, so earlier these T cells were called TDTH, delay type hypersensitivity T cells. But later on it was realized that they are, they are not different cells, they are also T helper cells. Okay. Subsequent exposure to antigen induces effector phase of DTH response. So the second phase is your effector phase. The first phase was sensitization phase. The second phase is effector phase. Okay. Now what happens in effector phase? T helper 1 cells, they secrete variety of cytokines. Okay. Now those cytokines recruit and activate macrophages, right? So T helper 1 cells activate हो गए थे, right, in the sensitization phase. Now अब जब effector phase आता है 1-1.5 हफ्ते के बाद, then these activated T helper cells, they secrete cytokines. Okay, and as I said, these cytokines are the messengers, right? So these cytokines then activate the macrophages. Okay, and other non-specific inflammatory cells, right? Clear? तो पहले फेज में T helper 1 cells activate हुए, दूसरे फेज में T helper 1 cells will secrete cytokines. Those cytokines will, activate macrophages. So it's like that T helper cell will secrete cytokines. Those cytokines will now, let the macrophages into that particular region, and they will activate the macrophages. Okay, and when macrophages get activated, they start, capturing and killing the pathogens. This is how macrophages work. And the student who is going to talk about macrophage, they should talk about this aspect, how macrophage kill the ingested pathogens. Okay, so DTH response normally does not become apparent until an average of 24 hours. So as I said, 24 घंटे तक कुछ नहीं होता, बट 24 घंटे में ये सब चीजें अंदर चल रही होती हैं आफ्टर सेकेंड कॉन्टैक्ट विद एंटीजन. Okay, so problem is not the first encounter with the antigen, the problem is the second encounter with the antigen. So the response generally peaks 48 to 72 hours after the second contact. Okay, so delayed onset of response, so you can say it is taking almost 24 hours and maybe more than that. So 24 से 72 घंटे तक you can expect a reaction. Okay, so delayed onset of response reflect the time required for cytokines to induce localized influxes of macrophages and their activation, right? So why there is delay? Because the whole process is getting activated. Cytokines निकले, cytokine cells को activate करेंगे, and all that process will take some time. Okay. Now macrophages, as I said, they are the principal effector cells of DTH response. Okay. Cytokines elaborated by T helper cells induce blood monocytes to adhere to vascular endothelials and migrate. Okay, so let's leave this process. But what happens during this process? The monocytes differentiate to forms activated macrophages. Okay. Now, as I said, these activated macrophages. So एक macrophage just घूम रहा था, but now it has been activated by cytokines. Okay. Now this macrophage becomes active. It start exhibiting increased level of phagocytosis. भैया वो activate हो गया, अब उसको भूख लगी है. Now it will start capturing the antigens. Okay, and an increased ability to kill microbes. So obviously जब उसको उसको phagocytosis करना है तो उसको kill भी करना है, right? So when the macrophage get activated, it increases level of phagocytosis and it also increases its ability to kill the microbes through various cytotoxic mediators. Okay, and you know, the person who is going to talk about macrophages will be discussing this, the process of killing of uh, pathogens inside the macrophage, right? Now, in addition to this activated macrophage, they also start increasing level of class 2 MHC molecule, right? They are APCs. So जब वो activate होगा तो expression of MHC भी बढ़ जाएगा, okay? And cell addition molecules ये भी बढ़ जाएंगे, okay? So अभी शायद तुम्हें cell addition molecule समझ नहीं आएगा, but cell addition molecules basically they help in the movement of these macrophages, okay? So influx and activation of macrophages in DTH response is important in host defense against parasites, right? So see again, you know, all these things are basically not happening to create a problem, but वो problem तो हो रही है. But in actuality, all this process is because for the parasitic infections, okay? And for bacteria that live within the cells. Okay, so as is, you know, I think हमने माइक्रो में डिस्कस भी किया होगा, कुछ बैक्टीरिया बहुत स्मार्ट होते हैं, वो हमारे सेल्स के अंदर घुस के सर्वाइव करना शुरू कर देते हैं, लाइक ट्यूबरक्लोसिस, माइकोबैक्टीरियम, राइट? सो इट गेट्स इनटू द मैक्रोफेजेस और वहीं अपना ठिकाना बना लेता है, राइट? सो यू नो वी नीड सम मैकेनिज्म टू kill such parasites and bacteria, okay? And you know, अब obviously जब वो macrophage के अंदर बैठा है, so antibodies will not go there and kill it, so we need some different mechanism, right? So heightened phagocytic activity and buildup of lytic enzymes from the macrophages, you know, will lead to non-specific destruction of cells, right? So अब you know जब ये macrophages इतने activate हो गए हैं, so they will just start capturing, they will start killing the pathogens, and they will also start releasing their lytic enzymes, and all that process will cause damage to the cells around them, okay? Now there can be another problem. Sometimes antigen is not easily cleared, right? So in that case, there will be prolonged DTH response. Okay, क्योंकि मैक्रोफेज तो एक्टिवेट हो ही गए और जब तक वो अपना काम करेंगे नहीं वो एक्टिवेटेड रहेंगे, okay? So itself become destructive to the host. So prolonged DTH response will obviously become destructive to the host itself, right? As intense inflammatory response develop into visible granulomatous reaction. Okay, so जब कभी कभी क्या होता है, जब ये एंटीजन क्लियर नहीं हो पा रहा होता है, right, then you know lot of macrophages will be coming to that site, and because of that there will be formation of granuloma, and they're visible. You can actually see granuloma on beneath your skin. You can also touch them, okay? So granuloma develop when continuous activation of macrophages induce macrophages to adhere closely to one another, okay, assuming an epithelioidal shape and sometimes fusing to form multinucleated giant cells, okay? So students, it is like this. Suppose you know ये एक like this has to be captured, right? Now what happened? Lot of macrophages are here, right? So lot of macrophages are here, right? More macrophages are coming, okay? So you know like this they adhere closely to each other, you can see this, okay? And when you know they will keep adding on, they will assume a epithelioidal shape and form multinucleated giant cells or the granulomas. Okay, so these cells displace normal tissue. Obviously जब इनका number बढ़ेगा, size बढ़ेगा, so they will start displacing the normal tissue cells, forming palpable nodules. So there will be formation of nodules which you can feel. Okay, and this will release high concentration of lytic enzymes which will destroy the surrounding tissue. So you can just imagine यहाँ इतनी घमासान लड़ाई चल रही है that it is causing damage to that area, right? I'm sure if you have seen some fight scenes, right, what happens, there will be a lot of destruction. अगर रियल में नहीं देखी तो मूवी में तो जरूर देखी होगी, right? जहाँ लड़ाई चल रही है, so they will break all the shops around that place, everything around that place where fight is taking place, there will be destruction, right? So similarly here, the macrophages are trying to capture the antigen, and thousands of macrophages are coming to that point, and that will lead to this kind of destruction. So that can damage blood vessels and lead to extensive tissue necrosis. Okay. Okay, so I directly now come to this point, where, as I said, cytokines are playing a very important role here, because these cytokines, we said, they are activating the macrophages. Okay, so among the cytokines produced by T helper 1 cells, there are a number that attract and activate macrophages to the site. Okay, so let's see the role of some of the cytokines in this reaction. Just for example, IL-3. IL is interleukin. Okay, so we call it as interleukin 3, and we usually write it as IL-3. Okay, so two cytokines, IL-3 and GM-CSF, okay, they induce localized hematopoiesis, right? So what is hematopoiesis, and one of you will be also talking about hematopoiesis. So hematopoiesis means basically formation of new blood cells. Okay, so these cytokines will induce formation of new cells. Okay, because उस time पे you need macrophages. Okay, so there is a need to start processing of this mechanism, hematopoiesis, and because this hematopoiesis starts, it will start producing cells of the monocyte lineage, which will ultimately form macrophages, right? So this is very important, because हमें macrophage चाहिए, and the immune system starts making macrophages. Okay. Another set of cytokines, interferon and tumor necrosis factor, they act on nearby endothelial cells, inducing a number of changes that facilitate extravasation of monocytes and other non-specific inflammatory cells. Okay, now suppose एक building के अंदर fight हो रही है, right? A signal has been given to the police that you should reach to this building immediately. Okay, now someone should go and open the gates so that the police can come in. Okay, so this is the kind of thing interferon and TNF are doing. So what happens when this fight is going on, when this reaction is going on? Interferon and TNF, they act on the endothelial cells, and they make space so that all the cells can reach to that site. Okay, again, very interesting thing. Then the circulating neutrophils जो भी वहाँ पे आएंगे, and monocyte adhere to the adhesion molecules. So adhesion molecules का level भी बढ़ जाता है, displayed on vascular endothelial cells, and the extravasation takes place. The cells, they start reaching to that site. न्यूट्रोफिल्स अपीयर अर्ली, तो ये तुम्हें पता है, सबसे पहले न्यूट्रोफिल्स आते हैं, ओके, पीकिंग बाय 6 आवर्स एंड देन डिक्लाइनिंग इन नंबर। तो पहले 6 घंटे तक न्यूट्रोफिल्स का नंबर ज्यादा रहता है, ओके, एंड देन धीरे धीरे न्यूट्रोफिल का नंबर कम होना शुरू होगा और मैक्रोफेज का बढ़ना शुरू होगा, ओके। Monocyte infiltration occur between 24 and 48 hours after antigen exposure, okay. These monocytes, they become macrophages and then they are drawn to the site of DTH reaction, okay. अब obviously macrophages को signal चाहिए वहां तक जाने के लिए, so who is giving that signal? There is another cytokine like monocyte chemotactic and activating factor MCAF, okay. तो ये तो नाम ही बता रहा है कि मोनोसाइट के लिए कीमोटैक्टिक है, so it will allow the monocytes which get differentiated into macrophages later, okay, and activating factor। तो ये मोनोसाइट्स को बुलाएगा भी और एक्टिवेट भी करेगा, okay, another very interesting cytokine, right? And then जो मैक्रोफेजेस आ चुके हैं, ओके, उनको वहां से जाने से भी रोकना है, ओके। वी हैव टू स्टॉप द मैक्रोफेजेस फ्रॉम गोइंग बियॉन्ड दैट साइट, ओके, एंड फॉर दैट देयर इज अनदर कीमोकाइल कॉल्ड माइग्रेशन इनहिबिशन फैक्टर, MIF। as the name says, it is inhibiting migration of the macrophages, okay. So it inhibits macrophages from migrating beyond the site of DTH. So again, this is very interesting because एक उनको बुला रहा है और दूसरा साइटोकाइन उनको जाने नहीं दे रहा, okay. So one of the cytokine MCAF, it is recruiting the cells to the site, and another cytokine MIF, it is not allowing the macrophages to go beyond this site. So this is so interesting, right? So as macrophages accumulate at the site of DTH reaction activated by cytokines, so I think rest we have already discussed. So this self-perpetuating response, however, is double-edged, sword, protective response and extensive tissue damage. So this kind of reaction can be helpful as well as it can cause extensive tissue damage, okay. And I think we are just left with 2 more slides, so we'll just see them. So DTH reaction, if you want to see its application, right, so this can be detected by skin test, okay. So we have also talked about skin test. So if you have to, so suppose if a person is having cough for more than a month, the doctor will ask to have a test for tuberculosis, okay, and for that we induce DTH reaction, okay. So presence of DTH reaction can be measured experimentally by injecting antigen intradermally and observing the lesion, right? हमने पढ़ा था इसमें एरिथेमा होता है और एडेमा होता है, swelling and redness, right? So positive skin test reaction indicate individual has a population of sensitized T helper 1 cells specific for test antigen, okay. For example, to determine if an individual is exposed to Mycobacterium tuberculosis, PPD, a protein derived from cell wall of Mycobacterium, is injected intradermally, okay. तो Mycobacterium cell wall का एक component लेते हैं, उसको डाइल्यूट करते हैं और स्किन में इंजेक्ट करते हैं, ओके। नाउ देयर विल बी डेवलपमेंट ऑफ रेड swollen firm lesions at the site between 48 and 72 hours later, right, which will indicate previous exposure, right. So if you get redness and swelling after 48 hours, it means the person is positive for tuberculosis, okay. So skin lesion result from intense infiltration of cells to the site. So at that place you will find 80 to 90% of the cells are the macrophages, okay. So that is all about type 4 hypersensitivity reaction. So I hope things are clear. Okay, you can, if you have any question, you can ask. So again, it's very interesting and very easy. Okay, so just go through it, and if you face any problem issue, you can always contact me. Okay, either in the class or maybe even after the class. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, students, then I'm ending the class. Okay, so we will meet tomorrow. We'll start with some another topic. Okay, most probably we will either start with autoimmune disorders or with vaccines. Okay, so any one of this.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, students. Okay.